Third.
My wife trying not to be great tonight. I ain't got no dinner.
1585. That means you ain't did something that you supposed to be doing. Miss Mac ain't cooking no supper. I don't smell no supper cooking.
Ain't no supper in here.
I don't smell no supper. What was that, a Dave Chappelle skit? I don't smell no supper cooking in there. 1585. That's Mac. I'm AC. Oh boy. We might have us a game 7.
No, it ain't going 7. It's done in 6. It's done in 6.
Well, you saw what you saw. I saw what I saw. We gonna break it down. This 1585 quick and dirty show, man. We just the emotion and the ups and downs of watching a finals game coming down to earth. Dodgers are losing to the hated ones. What inning is it in? Can't keep that recap. We can't lose to the Giants, man. Over and over. It's 6-2 in the 8th. Don't look good for the brothers in blue. Quick and dirty show. We got who's most dominant conversation continues. The Deshaun Watson saga continues. Our USC Trojan Jack Del Rio is putting his foot in his mouth. I'll get your response to that. And then I'm not sure if you've seen it, but the Jackson State Tigers are on the cover of SI, looking real spiffy. My son said, man, Jackson State got some nice uniforms. Yeah. Prime time got them boys looking real spiffy. It's 1585. Here's our intro. Let's get it.
I think sound went out a little bit.
Elroy, touchdown,
Or just the music comes
UCLA. UCLA, touchdown, McElroy. All right, man. NBA Finals. The NBA is fantastic. If you don't mind some bad refereeing, some bad basketball, not the kind of basketball you and I grew up on. But it's now 2-2. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's 2-2. Initial thoughts, Mac? What's on your mind, man?
Initial thoughts, I figured it'd be 2-2. I just had the order of the games wrong. I had Golden State winning 1-3, Boston winning 2-4. It's just been the reverse of that. I still got to go on 6, Golden State. It's just bad basketball, man. Like tonight, them teams shot a combined 30 of 81. They missed 51 threes. 30 of 81 from three-point land. That's absolutely crazy. That's NBA Live back in the days, with playing with Indiana and Golden State. It's ridiculous basketball. It seems like they don't know how to run fast breaks no more. Guys are cutting to the basket to pass out, to kick out. Instead of going up strong or going to at least get contact to get to the free throw line, they're kicking out. The officiating is terrible. I'm seeing pulling, I'm seeing holding, I see down blocks, I seen anything to get a dude open for open shot on the perimeter. It's just absolutely crazy on how many movements. Gary Payton he passed the ball to Curry, ran to the spot, hits the defender, and Curry knocks down a 3, and there's nothing. Like, he wasn't even set. You're supposed to have your feet set when it comes to setting screens, and they're launching shoulders, and then to go on with what you're saying, the jumping straight up. I don't know. I think they just be like, we're going to flip a coin on what we're going to call on this one. I mean, the offensive players using their offhand, defensive players, making barely or not even initiating contact. It's crazy. But I mean, it's two teams I don't like. I don't want if two teams could lose, I would most definitely want both these teams to lose. I'm not a Bay Area team fan. I don't like no Bay Area teams, and I'm not a Boston fan, Celtics fan of any type either. So it's all right. They got me these players on the teams that I like. I love Wiggins. I love Klay Thompson. I love Jaylen Brown. But some of the stuff that I'm seeing is just I don't know, man. This ain't our daddy's basketball, man.
You know how fast you'll be on the bench if you kicked out a layup for a 3? but analytics have taken over everything, man. Even if it's a layup and it's a 75% shot, with, I know they got some rim protectors out there, and sometimes it's just 75%, 50% down to 37%. If I make it, that's 3 points, maybe 4 if they foul me and I throw my leg out there and flop a little bit. It's just the way it is, man. And it's hard. It's really hard. Like, I think there was a post today. I think you saw it. Prime Warriors versus Prime Bulls. I think 2017 Warriors versus 96 Bulls. And you have to decide, well, what type of basketball are we playing? Inside out, mid-range, or threes? Inside ball. Who will have the dominant leadership and toughness? So in this series we're seeing right now, it's so teeter-totter back and forth. It's hard to call. Like I'm like you. I had the actual order of victories wrong. I'm trying to storybook ending this thing with Klay Thompson having a game 6 like he always has. But going back to San Francisco 2-2, it might just be a home team 1-1 and then come back. You saying they're gonna win? They're gonna be a champion in game 6.
Yeah,
I'm hoping for game 7 now. The way it's going, just go ahead and win the 2 home games. Each home team wins their home game, and then game 7, just let them play a fair one, and hopefully we get some fair officiating. We get a fair championship game where it's down to the wire. I'm glad tonight's game wasn't a blowout. Like, I'm tired of the blowouts. I'm tired of the unexplainable runs that a team can just shut it down in the beginning of the fourth quarter because it's over. Like, give me some games. Like, I'm going to have to go back and watch some classics and see if this is how it was. Because I don't remember anything but the first few games of a series and the championship game. Like, the middle games, I'm wondering. As I look back on them, maybe they did shut it down a couple games. Like, game 3, game 4, they where was so-and-so? Game 5, where was, like, the game Kobe didn't shoot the ball?
That was a game 7.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've been through this before. It's just we have been a victim of recency bias. The things we see in live time, we want to be critical of what we see. But it might be something that we've been with the blinders on our whole lives in order to see what we want to see. Because all these these imaginary realms. You see all these movies coming out with different realms of reality and truth. And it's like, do we have the blinders on? We can't see what's really happening in front of us. Like, do the referees really have a say on who wins these games? Do they really, like, the numbers of fouls called? Like, it's so hard. I think you mentioned it. One call was made, and like, how do you not give that foul to Steph Curry when he initiated the contact? And it's just like, man, these things. So I'm trying not to be critical of the refereeing because that's just what it is. And the shot taking and the shot selection is just like, doesn't seem very smart. Like, if the Celtics wanted to come back and win, they were down 5. Get to the basket, get an and one. The Warriors don't have any shot blockers out there. But you're still shooting threes, and you're not better at the Warriors at shooting threes. You just think you are because you make a couple.
Yep.
And that's what we got. So I'm just like, well, let me just sit back as a fan and watch some basketball. It might not be the basketball we used to. It's not what your dad taught you. It's not why basketball is a big man sport. You throw it inside to get the easier baskets because your big guys are closer to the rim. It's just a new day and age, man. So let's just enjoy it. Let's see if we can get us 6 or 7 games, man. It's now the best of 3 series. DK in the house.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's always what people have thought has always been here. Because I remember being, as a middle schooler, high schooler, talking about the game with your friends and be like, man, did you see the missed calls? Did you see that foul that they didn't call? It's just now that we got social media, we have a much bigger platform to announce these things. And just being a person who, I love sports. Sports has been one of the biggest saving graces of my life. And then just to see how it seemed like it's not what it used to be. Like, the good old days of sports are gone. It's like you said, the analytics are taking over. Like, the Dodgers lost a World Series because of analytics, He's just like, what are these dudes thinking? Like, these coaches, you didn't play in that type of era, so why are you adopting this? It's almost like in the realm of education, there's these new things that want you to implement, but the old way was working. So why are we switching up? You were successful with the old ways. It seems like now that you add all this new stuff, things get worse, and it's just a game. I mean, I hate watching. I was just thinking before we came on, watching Steph Curry is almost like watching James Harden a little bit. He's trying to shoot step back threes. He's trying to just get himself free for a three. And I want to see somebody get to the basket. I want to see some dunks. I mean, how many dunks was in this game tonight? Maybe 5. Maybe 5 dunks. Everything else is just guys just out there gunning. It's nobody's making post moves. Nobody has a drop step. It's like, man, what am I watching out here? It's like 24-hour fitness run with high quality players. And they're just out there gunning. And it's crazy.
That's basketball now, man. I mean, shoot. I always remember Rick Pitino saying to his players, if you're going to shoot a 2, shoot a 3. He's like, if you're going to shoot a long 2 where you're 40%, you might as well step back a foot and shoot 35%. Because if you're not going to shoot a high percentage mid-range, how many mid-range guys do we have in the league? A handful that really, really rely on the mid-range. How many big men did we got played to the back to the basket? Maybe Embiid when he feels like it, but he's out there on the perimeter too. How many big men? Big Cat, he's shooting. He's shooting threes, and he wants to shoot the ball. He thinks that makes him relevant. Jokic has the ball at the top of the key half the time, and he's dealing. He'll get to the basket, but he's not rim running. I mean, who's the last big man? The last big man that we really, really knew the ball was going into, was it Shaq?
Maybe Shaq. Maybe Gasol. Remember, Paul Gasol had a little post game himself, and Andrew Bynum. Those might be the last 2 real big men with back to the basket that actually had post moves.
And getting to the
Dwight Howard.
Getting to the block before the other big man, like Shaq, David Robinson, all them guys, their asset was their speed when they were young. To get down in the block before the other guy got down there, establish your position and get the ball, get easy buckets. And if you couldn't run with Shaq, you were going to stop him from getting on that block, and it'd be an easy bucket. Those days are gone, man. I mean, you got Popovich said he wants to get Aiden and turn him into that. We'll see if that happens. I don't think Gobert is going to ever get an offensive game. I think Embiid is getting frustrated not getting the MVP, and he doesn't know what else to do. He thinks shooting threes is his answer, but I think if he's just more dominant inside and helps the Sixers be a little bit more of a contender, would help his cause. But by that time, the MVP is already issued out. So he probably, is really frustrated with how he's being judged on his game as far as skill set is concerned. It's crazy, man. Brandon Henry jumps in. He says, nothing is what it used to be. Players made to where they dictate what is called and what isn't. It's a player-driven league. That's what we're dealing with. Miss Max says Steph Curry is 6'2", 34 years old. Why would he go into the basket? Not Steph.
He never went to the basket. So for the age to be brought up, he never went to the basket. That's just not his thing. But at the same time, it's a very it's not efficient way to play the game, and it shows. He's not an efficient player.
Is he the point guard?
Not an efficient player.
Is he the point guard?
He's not even a point guard. He's not the point guard.
Is it Draymond? Like, who's the point guard of the Warriors?
They don't have one. Remember, we're playing positionless basketball now. So Draymond is the point forward, but Mr. Triple Single there, who has more fouls so far in the series than he have points and assists and probably rebounds, is, he dictates. Really, they don't really dictate who's feeding the ball. They just pass the ball around and wait for somebody to shoot a 3. They run high pick and rolls at the 3-point line, and then somebody get a little space and they gun. That's just how it is.
Mike Staff in the house. He said this series is over in 6. That was the Dubs' last victory. If you say so, but if
no, I think that was Celtics blew a chance tonight, Mike. I think the Celtics blew it.
if they
But you're
change,
right, it's going 6.
if they change now, if the Celtics keep playing Warrior basketball, now what if the Celtics take our advice and pound it in the paint? They got the size. Tatum is 7 feet tall. Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, but Tatum don't have no post games. He misses all his turnaround jumpers.
Well, he can get to the basket though. Finger rolls and dunks. Who's guarding him? Wiggins. Wiggins can't guard both Brown and Tatum. And Steph Curry starts out on Tatum. That's chicken dinner. I think the Celtics play right into the Warriors' hand. Like you said, they lost a good opportunity tonight to shut this thing out. Max said, who cares? Go Lakers. Go Clippers. She always a homer. Mike Stad said Celtics blew a chance to put a stranglehold on. That's it. I think they gave the Warriors life. I think they really let the door open for this to go 7. And
all right, Mike, let's do this. If the Celtics,
I see.
Celtics,
I smell
the
a bit.
Celtics pull this one out in 6, steak dinner on me.
Steak dinner. That's way more than $2. My limit. $2 bet.
What'd you say, Mike?
Mike said Mike might like steak dinner. Draymond Green had 2 points. He was one.
My wife about to try to block that.
One
She
for
tried to block
7.
the dinner.
Can the Warriors win a championship without Draymond scoring 10 points?
Yeah, they've won 2 games without him scoring 10 points. I think they could get it done.
Jordan Poole.
All right, $2 bet.
$2 bet. I don't eat steak.
$2
like
bet.
that. $2 bet. I ain't betting on nobody. I'm not playing. Only thing I'm gonna bet on right now is my son beating any defensive lineman in California in a race. I'll bet on that.
And that's a good thing.
I'm training him, and I know he's the fastest D lineman in California. He might be the fastest tight end in California. Anybody want to race? I got $2 on my son to beat your D lineman or your tight end. He looks like Jimmy Mack out there. He looks like he don't know he's running fast.
Somebody's gonna bring a 6'1", 175-pound tight end and go, here's my tight end.
I think he
who runs
10-5.
10-5.
I think this kid. I think he hasn't run track since he was 12. But I believe he might be the fastest pound for pound because he just raced a bunch of guys from Poly and other high schools in their little 7-on event. And he looked like the Terminator running with his head down. And I was like, he doesn't even know how to run past 40, like how to get tall. So I was like, all right, when we get some track training, you're gonna be dangerous, man, because you're DK Metcalf size. I'll put $2 on you. Coach Cole in the house. I said, son, you have no idea how fast you are, man. If you can learn to play that fast, it's gonna be scary. I'll put $2 on you. I'll bet on that. I'm not betting on no Warriors or no Celtics. Steph ain't going for 43 every night. Tatum will make the proper adjustment. I saw him start to figure it out when he needs to attack the basket. Celtics cut back the turnovers and they win. Simple as that. Easier said than done.
But the Warriors had more turnovers tonight, though. I mean, it was a very sloppy play game.
Very
the Warriors had more turnovers. The Warriors shot 34% from 3. The Celtics shot 30% from 3. I mean, it was just aesthetically, it was an ugly game. Like I said, they probably have about maybe 5 dunks that I can even remember that happened in the game. It's just I don't know, man. I mean, it would be nice. I mean, times like this, I miss the Kobe's of the world. I miss the McGrady's of the world. You know, that they're going to get to the basket. They're going to try to posterize somebody. They're going to take the game over in their hands, but not literally just shooting threes. They're going to go mid-range. You're going to get to the basket. They're going to create contact. And they're going to do things. And the Celtics, for the last 5 minutes of the game, they had their own team 3-point contest, and they all was missing. It was awful to watch.
But if you could shoot like Steph Curry, and sometimes Jason Tatum can. Sometimes he gets hot. Wouldn't you shoot it? Like if the paint is clogged up, the paint ain't always gonna be a nice place.
but that lane ain't clogged up.
But
There was one possession where Tatum was headed to the basket. The only person that was near the basket, if he got by his defender, was Steph Curry.
Yeah.
But you know what though, I can see where you're saying, because they're too scared to draw charges. I think that's what it is. That charge block ball has become very big in the psyche of the players.
And Tatum gets them a lot. You got them new broad shoulders he bought at Jim Co. Now he's super big and strong. Anybody he goes into the basket, like I'm seeing more and more elbows to the face calls on the offensive guy than I've seen in a while. Like I used to hear, don't be in there. Like get your face out the way. Now it's automatic offensive foul. If you come with the Euro elbows to somebody's face. There was once a time where the refs would be like, get in the weight room, quit crying. Now it's an automatic. So it's going to be interesting. But my thing would be, Draymond, get off the podcast, focus in, give your team at least 8 points. Who else was a no-show tonight? Horford had 8.
Was a no-show?
Well, that 26 might have been an anomaly, man.
Not Ronald Williams. The other Williams, number 12. He was a no-show. He got quick fouls.
I think he's hurt a little. Something's not right with him. And either I think Williams is hurt. The Time Lord is hurt a little bit. He's playing through injury.
Yeah, but I like him though, man. He ain't got no post game, but he does rim run. He does get rebounds. Some of those rebounds though that he's getting, if he just goes back up, he's like 2 feet from the rim. If he just goes back up, he's coordinated enough to do it. But he'll kick it out and they'll miss a three. It's crazy. Now Looney, who's really when he got in, it kind of changed the tempo of the game. Because remember, Boston was beating him, and then Looney got in and he started rebounding and getting easy putbacks and doing things like that, keeping possessions alive. So I mean, it shows when you got guys that want to play in the paint and want to do the physical work, it works out for both teams. But they just out there gunning. I mean, their shooting percentage, Boston shot 40%. I think Golden State shot like 43%. It was like very. They missed a lot of shots. Both teams missed a lot of shots tonight.
At what point does a coach tell them attack the basket? I mean, I don't know if the coaches today do that. They want them to shoot open shots in rhythm. Now you saw the Celtics take a lot of contested threes because they felt the desperation of being down. Mike Staff said they played better when they're desperate. They weren't desperate tonight. They had already won one in San Francisco. It's kind of like as even as the series out, they lost home court, all that stuff. I didn't see the same urgency as I saw game 3, game 1. The same thing can be flipped. When Golden State wins, they play a different brand of ball. When they're not playing their best, they get blown out. All this up and down stuff comes back to coaching and coaching intensity. How do you keep your guys going? Like I said, will we ever see a 4-4-4 again? It seems like guys will shut it down in a moment's notice, and before you know it, you got a tight series when a team that should be winning. If you look at top to bottom, the Celtics are a better team. I think Matt got pushed out. He's gonna hop back on. If you look at the rosters, the Celtics top to bottom are longer. Have just what's going on? What happened? Make sure I'm not blowing everybody out. Let me get my Skype going. Technical difficulties, y'all hang tight. Lost my buddy. Let's see if he can hop back on. Where is my Skype? One second. You trying to get on, Mike? All right, we'll send it to Mike's staff. If I can get this thing rolling. All right, you back? Mike said he want to hop on here. Let me get this link if I can. I think I got too much going on my my desktop. We got bumped out. We'll see if my software works. Invite. Give me the link. All right.
Hey, that's still on the air because I don't hear Lexus. I'm gonna tell Lexi I don't hear him still on mine when he's talking.
You can't hear me at all?
I can't hear you at all. Before it all went bad, I couldn't hear you at all.
Okay.
But I know y'all talk about Sharif O'Neal trying out for working out for the Lakers tonight.
I don't even
No,
know.
I
I didn't hear about
haven't heard
that.
about.
Oh,
First time hearing
I
about
got
that.
two.
And that's
Oh, you.
I'm not sure if that's a legitimate workout. That's a Shaq hookup.
Exactly.
And all, I mean, where's my cat? All right, throw Microsoft there. The technology, man. Let's see if it works. All right, so I got that going. Let me minimize this. Get back on here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let me get you back on the screen. All right. So yeah, man. With all that said, we got a 3-game series, and what is the adjustment? All right. So now you're Steve Kerr. Going into game 5, basically a 3-game series. What's the game plan? We ain't played this game in a while.
My game plan is a soft zone. Soft zone. I'm gonna let Boston shoot their way out of it, because that's what they love to do. So I would tell my players to back off, invite them to shoot. They beat us shooting, then they beat us shooting. But Boston is a better team when they're in the paint. And tonight, Golden State and out rebounding them. So that's the key. If I'm Steve Kerr, man, let Boston shoot. I'm leaving Marcus Smart open. I'm leaving Horford open. I don't know about White. White's been hitting, but he ain't gonna beat you. You know, White ain't gonna beat you. White can he only gonna give you about 24. So I'll max. Boston shoot their way out of this.
Now, flip the page. You email Doka. How does Boston find a way to get their 8-team championship?
Attacking the paint. I'm attacking the paint, drawing the defense. I'm telling Horford, man, when Horford first got in this league, he was a good back to the basket, had good post game. He's not that anymore, and I get it. He's a little long in the tooth now. But none of those guys are stopping you out on the block. Get yourself, set your position up deep in the block, and use and react quick, because they're going to swarm you, and react quick. Tell Tatum to stop shooting and turn around jumpers. You know, stop with that. You posting people up and shooting turnaround jumpers. You're probably hit 2 of those the whole time. And I'm telling Jaylen Brown to be aggressive. Their defense is playing well. I mean, the reality, Curry had 43, but that team only scored 106 points or something like that. So even with his 43, that's not beating you. So yeah, just be aggressive. But I think Golden State can make the better adjustments if they just play a soft zone and let Boston shoot their way out.
There you have it. We'll see what adjustments are made. I believe Mike Staff is trying to jump on here. I see a signal. I just don't see his camera. And we'll see if he hops on here. So game 5, I believe, is Monday at 6 p.m. in San Fran. I'm trying to get Mike in here before we move on to
Warriors by 10.
Warriors by 10?
Yeah.
Wow. Has anybody won 2 in a row yet?
No.
Tatum trying to channel his inner Kobe with that turn around, and that is not his thing yet, right? He hasn't perfected that yet.
He hasn't got that down.
I mean, shoot, he's bigger than everybody out there.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you, just can't see you. We got 2 screens going up. My software is acting crazy. I can see it says MCSNSBE, but I don't see a picture. So I'm wondering if I push the button, will you come up? Because last time we did 3, the software was tripping a little bit. Let me see if it works. If I well, yeah. Well, all right. We can hear. All right. I think we can hear you. Let me see if I can hear you on Facebook and YouTube. Once again, if y'all on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that like button. If you're on Twitch, holla at your boy. Comment. Mike Staff, all right, you email Doka. Make your adjustments to make sure your bet comes through. Your $2 bet is that the Celtics win in 6. How are they going to do it?
Hey, hold on real quick. Hold on real quick, Mike. They're saying that they can hear you.
Can't hear you.
They can hear you.
I
Yeah.
can hear you. You can hear him, right?
Yeah, I can hear them, but
All right.
everybody on Facebook saying they can't hear them.
I can. So that was good commentary. All right, let's see this. All right, say something now, Mike. Let me see if I can get some sound on this. Something now. Say something now. Let me see if I can get some sound on this. Something now.
Yeah, they can hear you now.
But it's gonna be overlapping. Say something now. Let me see if I can double up and now. Sound on this. Now something double up. So, all right, Skype mute. It should be 2 different Skype audio channels. Like my Skype is acting real funny style. That ain't how it's supposed to look, and that's not how it's supposed to sound. Boy, I'm gonna be on this technology fixing this tonight. You know I don't like being beat. Well, you know I don't like getting beat by technology, so I'm definitely gonna be on this thing. We can't have this. You got one job: to fix the microphone. Right. I think it goes back to Skype. Let me go back to my Skype. So my Skype is acting up.
Sorry, folks, for the technical difficulties. We trying to work.
We trying to do something that my software update did not allow. Let's see. Let me close that. Oh, this is open. Guest user, three of 4 in the call. Who's the guest user? Mike in there. Jim's in there. All right, that's that. I see that. Audio. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. How about you, Mac? Say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yours works. I don't know what it is, man. The Skype is acting real funny style right now. They trying to get me to buy some more software. I think that's what that is. I think that's a hustle.
But it's saying we got to get a studio show. That's what it's saying.
Yeah.
That's what it's saying. We got to get a studio show.
Pretty much, yeah. So I got playthrough and I can hear you. Let me get off of here. I'm getting. Oh yeah, it's all.
Oh yeah, now the sounds are overlapping.
That's old. I said that like 10 minutes ago.
Yep.
All right. Hopefully I turned the playthrough off. Let me unplug my phone. That might be one of the reasons why. Also might be acting up because I have headphones on. Let me kill this noise. Let me get this. Let me turn my headphones off. MacBook speakers. Turn this up. Okay, I hear background music. I see Mike now. That's one thing that we can fix. So now we got Mike Dizzle, Big Lux. Now, can we hear him? Nope. Still nothing. We can see him. Now we gotta fix the sound. Preparing your meeting. Your sound not coming through. Say something, Mike. Nothing yet. We see you, can't hear you. Say something, Mac.
I'm here.
Mac's still here. Something is not happening on Skype where the sound is. Whoa. On there.
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
No, it was like an echo on all
I
that.
can hear you, Mike. I can hear you, Mike, though. Say something, Staff. That came through. Just like a little robotic, though. And then all right. You sound like three people, though. And it looks. One. Do you have a microphone and your headset? It looks like you got two microphones. One in your head and one in your microphone. I just killed one of my microphones. My headsets for my Beats have a microphone on it. It probably made my system wonder where my sound was coming from. I unplugged my phone so I would not have that overlapping. Yep, it's a lot. I put in a lot on this. It's not a free account, but it's not the pro account either.
Yeah.
The pro account will allow me to just bypass Skype completely and go straight to y'all. But I'm like, well, until we get a sponsor that's gonna pay that bill, I'm not paying the bill.
I hear you on that.
I'm like Martin Lawrence. I ain't paying the $5. All right, something happened. It's staticky though. Your microphone is real sensitive over there. We have to put on
Like somebody digging in the Underground Railroad right now.
Well, what's a serious microphone echo? Ooh, what's that?
But we having a technical difficulty show today.
Audio and video settings on my Skype. Audio, let's see.
Yeah.
I think it might be all right. You might be all right. Noise cancellation.
So now we got some more stuff going on in the background.
I think on my side, ain't nothing much else I can do. I've unplugged everything. Mic check, microphone, Stafford. No. I just can't hear you on our broadcast. No, I don't see it happening. It's not working. Well, shoot. Type it in and we'll repeat it. Because I can't figure out why your audio is not. We used to have this down. It was not even an issue before. Did you completely leave out and come back in? It got closer. It almost worked. Let's see. Oh man, you were saying some good stuff too. Dang. I don't know what else. All right, man, we gotta figure. I'll fix this in. Just in a nutshell, go ahead and type in what you were going to interject if you. Is it? All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right, Mike.
Yeah. Let me see. Share screen. I don't know what that is, man. I'm gonna get on these guys about that. And it's still on. Like you might have, I think Mike jumped off, but he's still connected. I can still see his image and the Skype screen as a shared screen. Let me see if I can go back to Skype and hang a couple people up. He's still there. All right.
All right, you want to just move on to Deshaun Watson to
Now you echoing. Let me see if something's wrong. Something's up with the Skype. Oh man, this is crazy.
Apologize to you good people out there. We sorry, this is not how the show usually works. This is not what we usually do.
Technology is acting up. Let me see if I can get to this. I want to see what's going on. All right, I'm gonna turn off Skype, man, and hop back in. All right, man, we gonna get this thing straightened out. 1 second. So Mike is still on there. So technically it didn't even hang him up. Sound check, Mac.
Hey, I'm still here?
Yeah, that's better. But I don't know what's going on. It still shows Mike and the other scenario, so we might still have a little feedback. All right. Something's acting up. All right, man. So, am I echoing on there?
I don't hear echo.
All right, cool. All right. Are you still here, Mike? He's still on there. Yeah, still. I don't know how to start. I'm gonna start a new call, Mac, and send you a different link.
All right.
Yeah. This is crazy. All right, let me see. We're gonna figure this out right now. Stop that. This is a one-on-one lesson technology. Let me get a new call. Where'd it go? Let me start a new call. Meet now. Host a meeting. Shiny new conversation. Copy the link. Send it. I can't help Mike if I can't do my own. Sheesh. All right, I'm in a new shiny Skype conversation. This is a problem when you have a bunch of different apps open, and you have to use third-party situations.
All right. So, but then I just cut Mike Stafford off. Me and Mike was just having a conversation.
We gotta bring Mike on. We get this technology together, man. If you ain't listening to the Time Is Now podcast, check him out, Mike Stafford, on every podcast platform you can get. All right, man. Deshaun Watson, 24th case, and now the masseuse is saying he is in the happy baby Gobi knees cocked up position when she comes in the room, and he said massage between my goodies. Does this change anything? Are you team Deshaun? Are you still believe he's being set up, or you think he really has a problem and he needs to be prosecuted? They need to revisit the case. Or what's your take on the Deshaun Watson situation?
I think it's all of the above. You know how it is with star athletes, man. This isn't that new. Women know who Deshaun Watson is, especially if he's getting massages in the Houston area. They said that the team was being the mediary to it, allowing him to use the hotel that they usually use to set up so the ladies don't have to go to his house and stuff like that. And I think a lot of these ladies were down. I think a lot of it is that they were probably giving him suggestions of ladies to use. I don't know. We're gonna see how this all works out. Do I think that he shouldn't play football though? No, not when we have all type of craziness that's going on in the NFL and these players get to play. I think it's the Houston Texans they had a vendetta against this man because he didn't want to be there anymore. And I think that it turned up to kind of be like a setup. We're going to set him up. We're going to have something to hold over his head. Now understanding that Mr. Watson is freaky deaky. He liked the freaky stuff. He want the happy endings. He want the in-between endings. He want all the endings when it comes to a massage. The way to defeat that is, bro, go get you a good woman. Get you a good woman to do all that for you, man. You don't need 60. He had 66 women?
66 women.
66 women that he wanted massages from. I'm a big fan of IG models, but I don't need 66 IG models giving me massages. I don't know, man. I think he, not an ugly guy either. I think he can get him a woman. I just think he wants a variety and he doesn't know how to control himself. It's probably not somebody in his on his team that's saying, "Hey, bruh, you got to slow down, man. This is a little bit too much." But I think the Texans have a hand in it. I know the Browns are sitting back like, dang, man, we just threw this dude all this guaranteed money. They probably trying to find some legal way to get that money back. So I just think that this has been a sabotage of this man's career because, I mean, AC, we both know, man, at that level, man, there are a lot of women that are willing to do something strange for a little change. And if you renege on that change, they're gonna do something against you. So some of them hoping to get wife. They hope that they can put it on you enough so you can get that you make them a wife. Right. So it's man, I feel bad for the brother.
I feel bad for him, man. I'm still Team Watson. I believe as good, clean, and wholesome as he was before all this started. This is his skeleton. This is his vice. This is what he does that's not good, clean, and wholesome. And if this is what he does, not that I condone it or that I would do anything like this. Again, we're not talking about this guy is supposed to be Gandhi or a pastor or anybody that has to be decent. He's not the spiritual advisor. He's the quarterback of the Houston Texans. And then when he did not want to be, he is now the worst person in the world. Somebody said I think it was Lonnie Graham said he's R. Kelly. I said, no, these were adult women. And he's betting
in middle school.
And he's betting 700 with the women who think it's cool because they got their money and they kept coming back and getting that money. And the girls who were approached by their attorney saw, we can get a little bit more money if you tell this story like this. And that's where my problem is with it. Even if there were 5 out of the 66 who were, I wouldn't even say assaulted. I don't think anything was physical. I don't think he forced. He just made them feel uncomfortable because he suggested. I don't know about you. I've had massages where the masseuse expected me to be inappropriate. And I was like, no, this ain't that kind of massage. Like, no, what kind of massage parlor is this? And you had to like worry, like, oh, I'm about to get caught up in the sting. And then even that situation, I need a deep tissue massage. And they like, turn over? I'm like, no, I ain't turning over. Because it's my,
get a spatula, you want to turn me over.
Yeah, they expect, and then so I'm pretty sure he got used to a pattern, and that was his way of not necessarily having a prostitute, but still having the no strings attached relationship to a female. Because I promise you, every single one of the 66 women were attractive, and they do talk in the community of massage therapists.
They got a massage community.
They gotta be able. I mean, they like, girl, Deshaun Watson paid top dollar and he tips well.
And he wears the smallest towel he can find.
The girl, psh, they like, psh, all you gotta do is that. You ain't gotta do this. Psh. Miss Max said, who says it's true? He said everything was consensual. Deshaun Watson said everything was consensual. So it ain't like he's saying it ain't never happened. He just said everything that we do, I suggest, and they do. And then 24 of them said, I just did it because I was scared for my career. Well, Ms. Mack said, but who says that he raped them? Nobody is saying that he raped them.
No, there's no rape.
I heard that was going across the thing.
I think they're trying to make it into rape. They're trying to get it on a false equivalent of rape, but I don't think he raped these women. I just think that and they're trying to sabotage his name in the public image. You know how it is in public.
They've done that.
The court of public opinion could get that man
Well, he'll be forever like Mike Vick. No matter how much you've served your time in the society, you're still a dog killer. So like Mike said, he's a perv. Yeah, he a perv. But he has not committed a crime. To his knowledge.
I mean, I would say this. Most young men it's just the actions that you take on that. You know? The actions that you take. I know as a young 20-some-year-old man, every time a woman walked by, I gave the, but I ain't gonna act on it, So I just think that he, because of his status and because of the accessibility he had to these women, it pushed his thirst for pervertity to the limits.
We're gonna get to Mike Stafford's comment. Brandon.
Hey, I've been listening to too much T.I. I've been listening to too much T.I. T.I. pronounces words and make up new words. Too much T.I.
He didn't urinate on these women expeditiously. Brandon Henry said he did not urinate on these women that we know of. Nah, and he did not kidnap them either. I believe
he didn't hold them hostage.
I know it would feel awkward, but when you come in the room and he in a full-on baby gogi position, whatever it's called, you turn them about face and like, no, I don't do this. He may be a perv, but most of them are freaks. 66 women, 24 says I was uncomfortable. So Mike says he's a perv. Why couldn't he just have a few to cover any hour? 66 means he has a problem, but to sign a non-disclosure agreement means something else is at work here. Yeah, he don't want it out that he's a freaky dicky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, so they signed NDAs?
I think some of them did. I'm not for sure all of them signed NDAs.
42 of the 24. 42 of the 66 said NDAs. The 24 that didn't get those got where they got there. They're trying to get a bigger payday. And that's why all the stories match. And then this last one comes out with the details that I came in there and he was in a full-on yoga pose and asked me to massage a very, very delicate area. So the details come out making him look more and more like a perv, but we already established that he's Marv Albert. He's freaky deaky.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a crime. It's not good. Yeah, he looks like, a guy that's abusing his power but is he Trevor Bauer? Is he beating girls up? Is he? Yeah. I mean, I don't think any of these girls were physically harmed.
No, I don't think none of them were forced. They wasn't forced. I just think that this is the Texans coming after him.
Yep.
And these ladies wanting, they promise these ladies you're gonna get, because it just all of a sudden it's a little ironic that when he decides I don't want to Texan no more, then all these allegations come out.
Yeah.
It's just that's what makes it seem like it's such a setup. Is he wrong for some of the actions that he's doing? I mean, personally, as a person, 66 women, that's a lot, but you don't know where these women coming from, like what they do. You can catch something, man. You can, anything can happen in the process, man. I just, you're exchanging fluids or whatever it is that you're doing with 66 different women, man. You mess around and catch something and you don't even know who you got it from. I mean, you got to have something about your own personal self that I'm going to protect myself. Yeah, I want to be a freaky deaky, but I got to be able to understand that this can come with life-altering viruses and diseases.
I don't know. We haven't even heard if they were actually doing intercourse. I think they were doing mostly hand jobs. And
yeah, even still,
dirty hands.
Even still, girl, what's that on your hand?
Dirty fingernails, lace fronts, scratching your lace front, all them germs in your lace front. Oh, It's not good. Like you said last time, it's a cautionary tale. Get you a woman and settle down, or you suffer the consequences of getting outed by the team that's jaded by you. So now, what the women were afraid would happen to them had they ever said anything is happening to Deshaun Watson. Everything that he had in confidence with the organization, by them letting him use their facilities for his freaky dicky, they're using it against him. But why would they not want him to play at all? It ain't like he's going to play for the Cleveland Browns. They showing him throwing interceptions in practice now, of course. It is.
Yeah.
Well, he probably can't concentrate. He's answering so many questions about is he going to be able to play or not. So, all that being said, how many games do you project him being suspended?
I think he shouldn't
at all
miss any. He already missed the season. You know what I'm saying? That should be like time served. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the Texans just helped him out. I don't think he was suspended. But I think it should be time served. He already missed the season, man. Because you know what? The NFL is going to lose out on its money. Deshaun Watson is still a big draw. You know, winning cures everything. Winning cures everything. No matter what he did. If he starts winning, he gets the Browns to the Super Bowl or something like that. The Browns fans are most definitely going to forgive him. It'd be the rest of the league like he shouldn't play. So it is what it is. Hey, look, Browns. I like Jalen Hurts and all, but if y'all want to keep paying that salary and ship him off to the Eagles, I'm all for it.
Hey, I seen what I seen, and boy can play. Now, are we being insensitive to the women by saying what we're saying?
No, because once again, he's like you said, AC, these women agreed. Like you said, you walk in, you see this dude and what's his baby Yogi, baby Goji, whatever it is, and you don't have the wherewithal to go, you know what, maybe this ain't for me, and you walk out. Once you start doing what it is that you're doing, you're consenting to that. You're an adult. That's probably why I shouldn't be a judge, because I'm going to go, wait, did you go up in there and you consented to this? Did you decide that's what you're going to do? Did he force you to do anything? Did he have some guys force you to do anything? If it's all said and you went in there and you volunteered and you said, oh, I didn't want to do it. If you don't want to do it, just don't do it. But once you touch that man in whatever inappropriate ways that he's asking you to do it, you're consenting to it. No.
And that's kind of where I believe that's why both cases were thrown out. Because how do you prove that he forced me when he never, and that's where we'll never know. Stuff wasn't filmed. You're going to have to go ahead and pull who was our wild boy on our team? Was it Aaron Rock or Ryan? Aaron Rock filming.
Man, I ain't saying.
No comment.
I ain't saying.
That fool was filming to make sure everything was. I was like, you guys are wild, man. Filming.
Hey, man, I'm like, why are you showing that to a room full of dudes, man? I want to see.
Oh, man. Nobody want to see that, man.
I don't want to see that, bro. I'm going to walk out.
I didn't want to go to Scott Fitter's room either. He had some wild stuff going on. I don't out these dudes, but we were wild when we were 20 years old. Ms. Max said, what is he being suspended for? Giving the league a black eye.
Yeah.
The league trying to be...
Like Brandon said, conduct detrimental to the league. It's just he's damaging the shield. That's all.
Shield. And every woman that's a fan, like, he's a pervert. He did things that... That's where we gonna be. So you're gonna be having them picket signs like he Kaepernick.
Girl, didn't you meet your husband dancing on top of the table at Chili's?
For real.
When the beat dropped late at night, he was there. He was like, "Whoa, I'm gonna take her home."
Jack Del Rio called the insurrection at the Capitol a dust-up, and the Black Lives Matter riot equal. Black Lives Matter protests that turned into some businesses being burned down, when we know for sure all those folks were not Black Lives Matter supporters. They were
not at all.
They were the opposite, trying to make the protest look like something it was not. But this is Jack Del Rio, a known Trump supporter, saying what he's saying with a defense he's running that's predominantly black. How do you feel about the comments made by Jack Del Rio about everything January 6th related?
This is the Commanders being the Commanders, man. If you followed the Commanders over the past 20 years,
Commanders.
this is This is something that's the Commanders, man. This is straight Commanders, man. I mean, and this is a sad thing that Jack Del Rio, as a player and as a coach, has been around some. I know he hasn't been around some really great black athletes who have invited him to the home. He's broke bread with them. He's met their kids. He's done all of that, and to kind of put down a Black Lives Matter protest when there's proven evidence that they've shown that there was other people out there that was doing a lot of the rioting and the looting. Not saying that there wasn't some black people that was doing the rioting and looting, but it was like that. They showed it in Santa Monica. There's a white lady walking out the store with bags for the clothes, and they said, "Look at this employee saving the merchandise." Like, if you don't get out of here, ain't no employee saving no merchandise at 11 o'clock at night. Knock it off. And then the insurrection at the Capitol was, I mean, that's atrocious, man. Like, we're having hearings about that now.
Didn't people die?
I mean, you had cops who died.
Yeah.
Capitol police officers who died, who were seriously hurt, who can't work, guys who have to go to therapy for trauma that they'll probably have to deal with for the rest of their lives. And that was just a dust up. I mean, Black Lives Matter, they had a Black Lives Matter protest in March in DC the previous year, and it didn't get nowhere close to that. And then you have this one where you have the president that was rallying the troops to march down to the Capitol to stop the vote. I mean, that's not, come on, man. Like, don't play revisionist. Don't play dumb. I mean, it's just tough, man. And I don't want to go into any history lessons here, but this is European culture at its best. I mean, we celebrate world wars. We celebrate the 100-Year War. We talk about civil wars and revolutions and stuff like that. That wasn't us. So sometimes when it comes to the insurrection and violence or to go against authority, they make it this glorious thing. When black people or people of color are going against the authority or going against the establishment for just basic civil rights and basic freedoms, then we're the bad guys. And it's absolutely crazy. I think the best thing that the Commanders can do, I read that the head coach fire him. Fire him, because you know how it is, man. If there's a coach you don't want to play for that you can't stand, you're not going to give your best effort. And those guys make money anyway, so not giving their best effort ain't gonna matter. Those checks show up on Monday.
That'd be a heck of a statement, because at this point, I was gonna ask you what's next for that locker room. You got an emerging defense that's on the rise of top 10, with Chase Young leading up that surge, but you have to know the temperature of the men you work with. And you have to have their best interest when you speak. Like, Steve Kerr speaking up because he knows who he's coaching. I think that's what that is. Greg Popovich speaking up because he knows the culture of his players and what they go through. He got to know them. This lets me know that Jack Del Rio does not have an intimate personal relationship with most of his players. And it's a shame, because he's played the game. He's been in the locker room as a player. And this kind of goes back to what we felt when the OJ case came down, when we had a split in our locker room at UCLA. People I thought I knew, people I was at Bible class with. We just had a difference in feeling on how the court case panned out for the OJ case. And something like what Jack Del Rio was saying is just very locating. He located himself on where he stood in the matters that are really important to the players that he's coaching. So I would not be surprised if Rivera had to let him go. At this point, I don't think he's not replaceable. You have dudes. You just need somebody that's going to call some plays with some sense. I ain't like Jack Del Rio's a brainiac when it comes to calling defensive schemes. At this point, it's just the math and playing to your strengths and your personnel. So if I would have to go to my leaders of my defense, matter of fact, the entire team, the leaders of my team, and be like they were with the Lakers, that y'all want to vote my man off the team? Let's put it to a vote, because I need y'all to be on all in what we're trying to do right here. And we can't get a vote that's favorable for him staying. Like, I heard he apologized. I ain't see it, but it's only because someone in his PR department said, "Yo, you shouldn't have said what you said. You sounded like Trump saying they were fine people down there with the tiki torches."
Yeah.
He said, "Whoa, it was just a dust up." A dust up. So if you don't know the temperature, you might have to get out the kitchen. So we'll see.
All right. What about this on the flip side? What if he just got those shut up and just play guys? Because there's some of those guys. What if he has a locker room full of those guys? Hey man, we ain't worried about the politics. We ain't worried about that, man. We just want to play some football. I mean, how would that look for that organization moving forward?
Yeah, I know there are those guys, like the Cam Newtons of the world, wearing dreadlocks but not ain't down for the cause. And I don't know Chase Young, but Chase Young is pretty much that team, that defense. And he's young, very young, so I'm not sure if he's got his militant wings yet. I'm not sure if there's a veteran leader that is close to the struggle or to the cause that will cause that to happen. If they all are similar to a lot of athletes, those who know, just like the Clippers didn't protest the night they found out their owner was racist, they still played the game. When the most powerful thing would have been, we ain't playing tonight. We still don't have that courage to do that. And I think that locker room will probably say, we still love Coach. We think he deserves a second chance. I can hear that because he's probably said, you're my guy, you're starting. I need you to play lights out. I'm going to get you paid. Those kind of relationships are there. But intimately, he probably has not gone to the barbecue, has not met the wife and kids and played with their kids, and his kids played with their kids. Our kids ain't gonna never play together, Jake. The time to kill. We're associates, we're co-workers, but we're not friends. And that might be where we at. You had them dudes on your team. We just teammates, and hopefully throughout the years we become friends. I don't know how the Commanders' makeup of their team, but we'll find out real soon if he keeps his job. All right, man. I saw this picture. I'm gonna put it on the screen. The SI cover. It says primed. Let me put it up if I can throw it on the screen. Oh, I unplugged my phone. Let me see if I can still plug it in. See if it still works. All right, put this up there. It's a pretty sweet picture, man. It's a picture of.
It's a sweet picture.
It's a picture of Shador, Travis Hunter. I'll mess that up. Let me put you on there. You on there. Check our graphic down so we can see the middle of the screen. If I was at Fox, I'd get fired for this. Messing up tonight. All right, there it is. It says how Deion Sanders rebuilt Jackson State and why an HBCU revival is next on his list. And it's a shot of Shador, Travis Hunter, the #1 rated recruit in the country, who was it Jimbo Fisher? Who said that?
It's Nick Saban.
Nick Saban said he got $1 million to go to Jackson State, and Deion said, I don't even get $1 million. What does this SI cover symbolize?
This SI cover symbolizes that the nation is watching. We're watching. All eyes are on you, Coach Prime. We're going to put the microscope on your program, and we're going to, and I haven't read this article. I want to read the article. I plan on going out and get this because this should be a keepsake for a lot of people. If you want to support HBCUs and believe that our best of our best should be down there, this brings money and attention to the program, and I'm happy for it, man. I mean, whether I want it to be the HBCU that I stoutly support, I would rather it be them. But to knowing that it's any HBCU, I mean, the uniforms look nice. You know what I'm saying? You got a sports demigod as the coach. You got the top recruit in the nation right there. His son was a good, highly recruited player, and that he has his family buying in on the HBCU movement too. Some people be like, yeah, I'll coach at this HBCU, but if I can send my son to Bama, I'm gonna send him to Bama. But he got his family, so that shows how much he's invested in that. I think right now the jury is on that, it'll be year 3. He's amassed a lot of talent. He's gotten portal talent. He's gotten kids that are from out of high school that are 2 and 3 star guys, that usually would be at the Bowling Greens of the world, but they're coming to Jackson State now, where there's not good facilities, where there's not that. But Prime is saying, I will get you to the league. So now it's time to, as they would say, an old country saying, it's time to take a dump or get off the pot. So they're going to put the spotlight on Prime and his program. Then the fact that Saban said what he said.
Crashing a little bit, Mac. Hopefully you
highly touted recruits that don't want to go to all the best facilities and all the best this and get all the best that, because at the end of the day you gotta perform on the field, and Prime is going to give these guys an opportunity to perform on the field. So I'm happy for it. I'm pumped about it. I support Southern University, but I walk around with this this shirt that says I support all HBCUs, which I do, but I want to see Southern be the team. I want to see them. But if Jackson State do it, I would be just as proud. So I'm all for this. I like this. I hope this is the beginning of a new era where HBCUs will get the spotlight.
Yeah, we're having a conversation today. Unfortunately, my daughter didn't stay at Howard. She's transferring because the film program couldn't get back on their feet after COVID. But for the great things that Howard presented before COVID, the reason why we chose HBCU. And my son came at me, and y'all know he's a recruit now, and he's like, man, Jackson State got some nice uniforms. Man, Jackson State got a nice locker room. And it's now something that the young people see. And that's kind of what the thing has been missing, is the visibility. So there's a kid from Long Beach probably going to Grambling, and now I'm seeing more and more Grambling posts, more and more Jackson State posts, more and more Tennessee State posts. We talked about HBCUs over the last 2 years, but this primed Sports Illustrated cover with 2 NFL prospects, and I believe they got 5 others that are for sure Sunday players amongst other kids in the portal that they brought in, but for sure they got 5 rock stars playing on Sunday for sure. And once you see those draft picks coming, and I think one of the other tipping points will be when the 5-star white lineman starts going. Then we'll see if they finally arrive, because it is it's not necessarily all black kids. I mean, there are white kids on the team, and they're playing big time college football in the SWAC. And it's just an opportunity to be seen. It's kind of reminds me of what I'm trying to help my son's team, which is a private school, realize that you're an equal opportunity employer or equal opportunity recruiter. You want to get the best of the best to come here, regardless of location or what you might have thought. It's a situation that can help you. If you want exposure, we have exposure. If you want facilities, we're getting better facilities. We got the best uniforms. Deion put the names in the back of the uniforms. He says mama should know that her son is playing by his name being on the back of his uniform. Small stuff like that.
Yep.
The care and detail that he's putting into his team. I believe the same thing is going down at Grambling with Hugh Jackson, Tennessee State with Eddie George. This stuff is happening. I think it's a good thing. It is sustainable. With the NIL deals, that helps. That really does help. And that he can get a recruit like Travis Hunter, and to say he didn't get $1 million, he maybe didn't get $1 million, but I'm sure he got something, and otherwise he would not be able to compete with what Alabama was offering him, A&M was offering him, Clemson was offering him, whatever that number was, and then the love that Deion would show him, and the 2-year window that he would have to play for Deion to be an NFL prospect was enough to get him over there. So I think it's great. And like I said, my son and his friends are not the only kids in America seeing Jackson State on the cover of SI with these sweet Under Armour uniforms. I mean, heck, I want a Jackson State sweater. I want that Jackson State hat. I want to rock a Jackson State t-shirt. I think it's some cool stuff they got. So I think it's cool, man. Nick Park said social media.
Yeah. But that Jackson State stuff all on back order. Ever since Deion been there, man, that Jackson State gear, hardest gear to get right now. That's the hardest
sounds like
So we're as my wife said, we ain't gonna have none of that trash here.
I said, I know I have trash.
But we've talked about, like you said, we've been talking about this for the past 2 years, man, getting this movement going, man. I mean, as much as I would love for my son to come play for my alma mater, if he becomes a big time recruit and stuff like that, he decided to go to one of the HBCUs, preferably Southern. I'll be happy for it, and I'll be there. I'll be down there watching, man. My little cousin just signed with Southern. We was at his at the family barbecue on Saturday. So we can't wait, man. I hope that we can make a game before his time is up there.
Right.
So this is a great movement, man. I hope it lasts, man. I just hope we don't get outbidded. And you know what I mean by getting outbidded, man. I think a lot of these Power 5 schools are going to throw mad money to keep these kids from going. When you can get mama out the projects, that means a lot. I mean, because to me, you had a whole family move from Hawaii to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. That seems a little shady and shaky to me.
Bama didn't pay that bill. Bama didn't flip that bill.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Somebody flipped that bill.
Yeah, when your little brother come on the package deal, no, come on, man.
Yep. Little brother ended up transferring to Maryland though, so
yeah, it's very, very interesting, very, very hopeful that the way for the time being, the NIL does not even it, but gives an opportunity to at least make a good, solid approach to these student athletes who have these options. And they get an athlete like Travis Hunter and he has success and he goes to the NFL. Here we go. The next kid will see the same pattern. Yep. Like I said, my son and his friends, man, I hope Jackson State recruits me. Never would have thought I would hear the kids say that. The kids that are being recruited, Jackson State ain't reached out yet. I wonder if I'm good enough to be one of their recruits. And that's like social media is something else, man. It's crazy how that just changed. Like how kids think going to a private school that's number one in the country is just as good as getting a scholarship to a Division I school.
Yeah.
It's social media,
really
man.
Crazy.
I'm gonna be like, if Jackson State wants me, I must be the best. So, son, there's still Alabama out there.
It's still A&M. It's still SC. It's still all those, but that just goes to show you what Prime has done in these 2 years, man. Yeah. In 2 years, man, he has taken an HBCU. That program was really on the mat. Like they were getting counted out. That program was bad, and he's put it on the map. Like people nationally know Jackson State, and it's crazy. I'm quite sure there were people who didn't even know Jackson State's colors 2 years ago. And now they know where it's at. They know exactly where it's at. What it's doing. This crazy thing is it's in the heart of Mississippi.
And that's why I'm like, son, it might be cool to think about the idea, but you ain't going to school in Mississippi. I'm sorry. We're not doing it. I ain't doing it not out of fear. It's just I don't like Mississippi like that. That's not where I don't get down to Mississippi like that. I've heard and read too much. I'm good. Ole Miss, I don't care. SEC, I don't care. My buddy Stoudemire's son was being recruited by Ole Miss. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Ole Miss and Mississippi State. I'm like, don't do it. And he committed to Arizona. I was like, I'll take that. Even though I don't like Arizona either all that much, but the team is on the rise. I'm cool on the state of Arizona. But football wise, they're on the rise. Jeff Fish doing a good job in Arizona. Got a lot of bros, a lot of kids from Southern Cal. Well, all right, man. Mike Staff said he loved this movement. Nick Park said it's cool now. It's now trending to go to a place like Jackson State. All right, man. Final words.
Final words, man. We're at that time of year where you got a lot of high school graduates, man, and I know a lot of people. I got nieces and nephews and little cousins and stuff that's all graduating, godsons, all graduating high school and headed to that next level in the world. Remember, the village don't stop there. Village doesn't stop there, man. Let's keep our arms wrapped around these young people. They navigate this world, man. Remember, we're trying to move into a post-COVID society, and there's a lot of things that's going on out there in this world that that's dangerous, man. So let's keep encouraging to do better and be better, and make a better life and move the generations along. So let's make sure that we're doing that. If they need a couple of bucks in college, or do a little something for them every once in a while, let them know that, man, I'm watching you. I got you. I'm gonna do my best to help you out along the way. So yes, let's just keep loving on those young folks. And if every opportunity you get, man, let them know that they're appreciated and you got their corner. You're in their corner. You got their back.
That's some good stuff, man, because I know I'm an old head now. When I see a young kid getting a dinner for being a graduate, like today, we went to go get something to eat after my daughter's campus visit. I saw some young kids getting some seafood. And I said, man, you graduated, man. Congratulations. Little young brother, maybe middle school graduate going to high school. I said, man, I'm glad you showed out, man. Good for you. And his mom and them was all, see, everybody's happy for you, little Tremaine, or whatever his name was. I'm like, yeah, man, just encourage these youngsters, man. I'm like, yo, we see you, and we know the world is not always in your favor, but if you keep grinding, keep your head down, good things will happen to you, man. That's a good message for the young people, even when you see that there is still some stuff that this country needs to deal with, and we always talk about those things, but sometimes, like you said, it's a time for people taking their next step, the next chapter in their lives, and let's support that. Let's build these boys up. We were going to talk about the word dominant, and if Shaq was the most dominant, I think we could save it. Everybody put it on your radar. What's dominant? Who's the most dominant player of all time? Also, I would like to throw out there for next time, all these 4 or 5 40s that these high schoolers are saying they run, and Saban is saying kids are running a 4 or 5, so they offered them on the spot. And then you see the video, and you're not allowed to speak on anybody else's kid. Otherwise, you're a hater. But you're a track guy. I'm a track guy. I know when I see some speed, are there fake times, fake offers in the atmosphere that we should be aware of? That could be a topic of discussion next time around. How much can we believe when we hear the justification of offers when they're offering 7th and 8th graders full ride scholarships because the kid's potential, or his track times, or his 40 times hand time, all these things that you're hearing around social media to justify these statements, the offers, the NIL deals and stuff like that. So let's put it out there a little bit. All right,
for sure.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all. We're going to have this technology figured out. Mike Staff, we got to have you on the show, man. Everybody that came on here, man. Nick Park. We got Rodney Saws, Miss Mac, Beverly May.
Hey, Beverly.
All right. Appreciate all y'all coming through.
Brandon
Henry came through for a minute. Good input there, man. Let's see. Coach Cole came through. Everybody else, Deacon Hill. We appreciate all y'all for coming on the 1585 show, man. Going strong, 2 years plus. What's going on, man? We got a game 5 on Monday?
Game 5 on Monday.
So enjoy your weekend. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. All right, y'all. Peace out.
Peace out, people.
Be good. Peace.
All right, so she headed to LMU, man?